Today, we're going to talk about the three major credit bureaus and which one is better. I know you want to tune in for this one. So let me solve the mystery for you. None of them. Now you say, Lisa, why would you say that? Well, they're just all private companies that's making money on your and my information. So frankly, none of them are better. We didn't pay them to tell all of our business, but guess what? They collect lots of data about us. So if none of them are really better, what's the difference between the three major credit bureaus? Primarily, they're different because they tend to collect different data, although all of them collect a lot of information about us, but also they tend to dominate in certain areas of the country or certain regions. So TransUnion tends to dominate right here. I'm in Chicago, and so they dominate right in the Midwest, the mid-region. Experian tends to dominate on the West Coast, and Equifax tends to dominate on the East Coast. Now, why does that make a difference? If you were here in the Midwest and you were to go get a car, chances are they're going to pull your TransUnion credit report. Which brings me to another point. Do you always have to have all three bureaus pulled by a company when you apply? Little known fact is usually they don't. Companies do not usually pull all three of your credit reports when they issue you credit. So what does that mean for you? It means that you don't know which bureau they're going to pull. And you don't know how you look on that bureau if you have not worked on it. So it puts us in a position that we all have to work on all three credit reporting agencies and all three bureaus because we don't know which one that company is going to pull. Do not get that confused with the fact that those companies report to all three. So if you have an obligation with, let's say, a Capital One credit card company, they're going to report your payment history to all three, as most big companies do. However, when you apply, they usually only pull one. What's the exception to that? Big ticket items like mortgages. Guaranteed, if you get a mortgage, they're going to pull all three credit reporting agencies. Why? Because a mortgage is a pretty big ticket item. They want to make sure they know everything about you across all three bureaus. Another thing that I noticed, though, is that the bureaus do tend to be better at some things than others. So there might be a little truth to a bureau being better. It could just very simply be that maybe one bureau has better technology. Right now, Experian seems to be that bureau. Their top technology seems to be a little better, and they seem to be very good at collecting data. That can be a bad thing, because if you have bad stuff out there, it's probably going to show up on your Experian credit report. Also, Experian does provide FICO scores, which is the scoring system that lenders prefer. So it does help that Experian does provide scores that are useful to you to know and be able to gauge where you are. So the bottom line is this: the three bureaus are just three different companies making money on us. Turn the tides and make sure that you know how you look on each one of those companies so that you're positioned to do the things that you want to do. If you've liked the content I provided today, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel.